All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen out there in YouTube land. I am Deleted Scene, human being, American, YouTube Ronin, crap with technology. I'd like to welcome you to tonight's episode of the Mystery Movie Night podcast. I want to say hello to everyone currently joining us on X. I can't see you, but I know that you're there. Have a few friends here in the chat, so let's say hello to them real quick. Channel member FKHC 2005, sometimes known as Tim. The tired midnight blogger, the voice of Northern Oklahoma. Nothing to see here, citizen. It's channel member Curtis Selby. Faithful Blue Ranch channel member, the bird woman of YouTube. Watch out for her channel, Fluff Chick Productions. It's Connie Cleary. All right. Host of Films with Friends, the creator of the 10-Word Review, the man I will be joining this Saturday night for a special episode of Films with Friends, Big Al Presents. Channel member JPRPH1, Enigma Severus, Sergeant Giratina, our man from the future, Sashi. Something last call, Dark Side. Wrenches the sky. If he steps out of line, do what you got to do. All right. Let me scroll through here real quick. I don't want to miss anyone. The Logical Spark is with us. Thank you, Tim, for the $1 super chat. All right. Can't stop the music. Yes, I can. I just did. All right. I do have two fellow panelists here this evening, waiting patiently backstage, probably ready to strangle me, including the most violent woman on YouTube. You know her, you love her, you cannot live without her. Since Corner.
So violent. Okay.
Oh, indeed.
Well, that's how I felt after fighting the crowds at Dragon Con. Violent.
Oh,
No,
really?
teasing. It was okay.
All
It was
right.
a lot of people, but it was okay. I managed.
All right. Also joining me, the other panelist, ready to kick my ass right now, Kyle Corwith.
Oh, looking studious.
Yeah.
No, I can't. You deleted. You already have your glasses on. I can't do it.
Okay. Yeah, but
can't do
the
it.
trouble with me is if I take mine off, you all become very blurry and I can't read anything.
You can't
Yeah.
see. Yeah.
I'm not there yet. I
I'm
can still
fine.
see. I have to. If you've noticed throughout many other streams, I do this because I'm reading the comments. So I'm at that point. I can still see you pretty well if I'm just So okay. No glasses for now. If I have to read something, maybe I'll put them on. All right, there we go.
Yeah, I'm fine. Otherwise, I just need them for reading and when I'm looking at computer screens, which lately has been most of the time. All right. So it is mystery movie time again. And, well, this was a bit of an interesting one because this was one I went into completely blind. I hadn't even heard of it, honestly, going in until Sin, when we were in the group chat last night, posited that it might be this film.
Yeah, I've been seeing that on the Reddit thread.
The Reddit stream. Well,
the source was there, and it seemed pretty,
avoiding the
sound.
Reddit thread. All right.
Okay.
So we will just get right down to it. Last night's film was
the Threesome.
No, not a threesome. It's the
yeah,
threesome.
That's what I said. The Threesome.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
I misheard you then.
I was sorry. I might have not enunciated. Yeah, the Threesome.
Deleted. Didn't you hear a threesome?
I said the Threesome.
All right.
Just like you guys hearing all sorts of bad things during that stream with Nadia.
You think it's bad then? You wait until we get into this movie.
Oh,
you might want to
bless
loosen up a little bit, Sin. You came here for
I have
a discussion.
Plenty of
It's
things
going
to
to
say
happen
about this movie. I must say, I'm really looking forward to hearing what you guys have to say.
And I bet the audience is too. I mean, there's a bit of titillation and anticipation going on. They're like, "What are they going to say?" Well, you're about to hear.
People on Reddit were like, "It's not what you think. It's good. I saw a screener of this. 7 out of 10."
Okay. All right. Well, let me very quickly give you the synopsis. As given to us by Letterboxd, Connor is a kind and unassuming young man who, along with his longtime crush Olivia, engages in a threesome with a sweet, alluring stranger named Jenny. This encounter sparks a relationship between Connor and Olivia, leading them to planning life together. However, their romance faces challenges when Jenny reappears, thrusting all three into a difficult journey towards true accountability and adulthood. And this stars Leah Thompson Jr., a.k.a. Zoey Deutch.
Yeah, that's true.
Jonah Howard King, who apparently is also in the I Know What You Did Last Summer reboot, which came out earlier.
What a piece of shit.
I haven't seen it
Not
yet.
the guy, the movie.
The movie.
Didn't see it. Yeah, fuck that guy. All right, now. And Rosie Cruz, I believe is her name. Ruby Cruz. Sorry. I got Rosie on the brain for some reason. Okay. Yeah. Well, I said something in the group chat that I should probably elaborate on. I said I either like this movie or I want to sweep kick its legs out from under it. Yeah. Because this entire movie felt like one step forward and two steps back. You know. All right. So this movie kind of pulled a my old ass on me. And I'm not saying that this movie is as good as that one, in my opinion, but it was one of those movies where for the first 10 minutes, I'm like, oh no, this is going to be a Gen Z piece of shit. And I'm just going to be there bored, struggling to stay awake. And thank God I have my coffee, right? Because I started doing the whole coffee thing that Sin does. So blame her for my attitude.
Oh, okay, my fault.
Film.
Okay, it's all my fault anyway, according to Polly. So,
and then it took this turn where I was like, okay, is this actually going to be a Gen Z movie that actually has consequences and accountability? Up to a point. Up to a point, it does. Okay. All right. Long story short, this is not spoilers because this is all first act. Basically, both of the women end up pregnant.
They've been trying to keep that a secret. I even watched 2 interviews that they did during South by Southwest.
Okay.
They were here 5 months ago. They were adamant not to tell anyone about that. I didn't watch I don't know if I watched the full trailer. I think I've only seen the poster of this movie, and it didn't make me want to go see it. Especially, there are 2 different versions of this. This one looks like a fun, oh my gosh, hijinks ensue. But there's the actual screenshot from the movie where she looks a lot more serious.
Yes,
Zoey Deutch, and it looks like a fucking thriller.
Yeah.
It looks like she's about to kill him.
I thought it was going to go there for a bit. Is this going to go into like Fatal Attraction territory?
No,
because that was kind of the idea I had.
I never picked up on that.
Well, understand.
Based on that screenshot, though, I think you're on the money when it comes to that. Could have been an A24 version of Fatal Attraction.
Yeah,
you've seen that ahead of time.
Starting off with a threesome.
I didn't see that screenshot until after I'd seen the movie. And but when I was watching, I never got the sense it was going to turn into anything super dark like that. I mean, Y'all go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, what the hell does that mean?
I did not like this movie. I absolutely hated the character played by Leah Thompson Jr. Could not stand her. And hated the idiocy of this guy pining away for this chick that was putting up all these red flags, and he still wanted so much to be with her. And he had this very nice, halfway decent other woman in front of him. Mm-hmm. And he was just, oh my gosh. I wrote down so much stuff about how angry this movie made me. So the ending, the way the ending is, okay, and I don't care about going into spoilers because, I won't spoil it yet unless you say that we can. But the ending did not give me the warm fuzzies that the story was going for, because to me the messaging was so wonky. And there was quite a bit of messaging in here that rubbed me wrong. Really rubbed me wrong. Okay, carry on. That's my venting for the opening.
Oh, it ain't over.
Oh, okay.
Good.
Well, go ahead, Kyle.
Have at it, Kyle, because you're so much better at this than I am.
I am?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a compliment or
it's a compliment.
Dig.
No,
okay.
It's a compliment.
All right. I don't know if it's going to be a rant. I think that the movie does have a message. I'm not sure if it intended on it. But we're talking about the movie full on. We're not worried about spoilers, correct?
Okay, let me put the banner up. All right.
No, we can wait. We can wait if you know.
If you're not ready to dive into it yet, but I personally don't give a crap. This movie's probably going to end up in my top worst. It's going to join some other. Yeah,
it didn't reach that for me.
Just because of the acting was fine. Cinematography, fine. I even liked the little thing they did where the pregnancy announcement happened and she's a reflection in the mirror and he's facing the camera. I thought that was good and everything. But just the storyline and the characters, couldn't stand them. I didn't like anybody except the girl over here on the right. I liked her, Jessie.
Character, Jenny.
Jenny. I kept calling her Jessie. Sorry. Yeah.
Just think of Forrest Gump. Jenny. Okay. Yeah, you'll never forget it now. Anyway, they have a threesome at the beginning of the movie, and it really is kind of contrived because they go to at first, Connor goes to a restaurant to just catch up with his gay best friend. Okay, explain that, whatever. We'll probably get into that later. But he used to work at this restaurant, and Zoey Deutch is a former coworker, but they also used to hook up as well.
They had hooked up once.
Yeah.
They'd had a drunken hookup, and she's keeping him at arm's length while she's screwing a married guy. Okay.
Yeah, and Zoey Deutch / Olivia, is that her character's name?
Yeah, Olivia.
Yeah, for the audience, she's the one in the middle of the poster who looks like Daisy Ridley.
Oh!
Yeah, that's who they should have got in this role. Yeah, that would have been different. Yeah.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
They could have played a lightsaber joke during the threesome,
okay. Oh gosh.
So Connor sees this girl alone at a table, who is Jenny, the girl to the right, and she's being stood up. He just goes over because he's being encouraged by his friend at the bar, who's the bartender. And they go over, they have a good interaction. It's kind of charming. Then Olivia, out of jealousy, comes over and starts kind of revealing a bit too much. They've slept together too, and it actually is uncomfortable, but then it goes into... the scene moves over to them at some kind of club. A lot of these scenes are shot really close with very shallow depth of field, which is everything else is just, it's a lot of blurriness, so you don't get a sense of exactly where you're at. But there's some slow motion interplay in there, and they're showing not conversation, but just looks and gestures, etc., and they're connecting, so to speak. Which then moves to them at one of, all three of them at one of the, I think at Connor's place.
House, maybe his house.
I think it's at Connor's.
Maybe, yeah.
I think it was his, yeah.
And the scene moves to it didn't. I mean it.
There's nothing explicit, y'all, for anybody.
Well,
watching.
that's not what I'm getting at. I'm trying to get into the aspect of like how easily this happens, how they just flow into wanting to have a threesome.
Yeah.
And the precedent wasn't good enough, I would say, especially for the two females. Like, so they just find each other attractive and then that's it. Okay. They don't even show them drinking a lot, which would probably need to be shown, because they just fall into it pretty quickly. They do a quick truth or dare moment. And there was a point in the theater where, and there's diegetic music in the background. So that's music playing inside the scene, but it's not like at full volume. And you see the two girls making out, etc., and it plays out really slowly to the point where I thought, how much are they going to show here? Mm-hmm. And I'm not really that interested to see a movie that's like on borderline pornographic. Mm-hmm. You know,
there were people that walked out around this point.
No one in my theater walked out, but then again, I'm in Austin, so yeah, no one walked out. What was awkward actually in the theater was right at that scene, this elderly man came over and sat next to me, like a couple seats down, but he just walked in the middle of the startup of the threesome, and he's like pulling out whatever snacks he's got in a plastic bag. Yeah. It was like, you sit down and watch a sex scene with your parents. You don't ever want to do that. So they start making out, etc., and they like dare each other to do it, and it just made me think, like, if they go a little too far with this, I'm not interested in seeing a pornographic sex scene.
Yeah, same.
So and I might walk out. So thankfully they don't show anything. It's mainly just at the start when they're getting hot and heavy, and then it cuts to the morning when everything's over and done with. Zoey Deutch, Olivia's already left. She's already left that morning. But we don't even see her leave. Connor goes to the kitchen. Jenny comes soon afterwards, and they have a awkward but charming dynamic between each other about like what they should do for the morning. What has he got? Raisin Bran. Oh, that's depressing. That's the most depressing cereal. She eventually invites him into the shower, and that's a pivotal plot point in the movie that we find out why. The thing that I did want to say that you mentioned is Olivia is she is an unpleasant character, and I found that the character of Jenny was the one who I thought he had more chemistry with. Certainly was a better character and more pleasant.
Oh yeah.
It was like if I had a choice between Olivia and Jenny, I'm going with Jenny.
I mean, that seems to make the most sense. The thing about Olivia that really aggravated me from the beginning, one of the things that seriously, I was already not liking her, but it started very early on when she interrupts their discussion, the discussion he's having with Jenny. She interrupts them because she's keeping him at arm's length, but she doesn't like it if he's potentially interested in somebody else. So she goes to interrupt that whole process. And this is a pattern throughout the whole movie. She keeps him at arm's length. Then when she thinks maybe he's got something going with this girl, then she gets all jealous and mad. And then she wants him. It is like... And then he's such an idiot, too, about her. I was just so angry with both of them.
Box office brawlers in the chat. Just calm down, brawler. There is some sex in this, okay? Calm down.
It's nothing explicit, though. So if you're hoping to see anything, you're not going to. There's not even any nudity.
There's not actual. There's not even any actual nudity. Copulation.
Yeah, no.
But there is girl on girl makeout session.
There's kissing. There's kissing. So. Yeah.
Yeah, and plus the fact that Olivia, Jenny is the actress. Ruby Cruz is a lot more attractive.
Yeah, I thought she was definitely cuter. No, there's not.
Said that there's no actual thrusting.
No, there's not.
I mean, off screen there is. There has to be.
Clearly,
Well,
clearly,
because,
and they make references.
Yeah, for those that don't know who may have come in later, so both of these women get pregnant by that guy. Oh, sorry. The reveal.
Well,
we're made to think. We'll just spill this whole thing. We're made to think that he has impregnated them both, but at the pretty much in the third act.
Yes.
Yeah. We find out that there's a reveal. There was a guy, very tertiary guy, he's just
the
a plot
married
device.
Guy Olivia kept banging. Yes,
Kevin. That she had banged a couple times. At the beginning,
multiple
times. We hear about.
Yeah, there's a history. Yeah.
She also does something really sleazy. I thought was probably the moment that made me like cringe the most is when after she finds out she's pregnant, she goes to that guy's house.
Yeah, so they can have sex.
And she says, do you have a fetish for pregnant women?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, by the way, why did they do that scene? Because that wasn't necessary.
She was mad. What was she mad about? Had they broken up again?
Yeah, I don't. So what? How is that? How is that important to the plot?
So it was like revenge. I don't know because that's not when she conceived by him.
Exactly. That's why I asked the question. Why was that important?
I don't know. Maybe to show what an absolute piece of shit she is.
Nice.
Maybe that. The thing is, this guy had apparently told her, the married guy had told her he had a vasectomy. He lied.
Yeah, he lied, and he confesses this later in the movie after he sees that she has a full bump.
Yeah,
and he's freaking out, and finally, she gets a maternity test done, or is it paternity? Paternity, yes. Yeah. And it's revealed that guy, the married guy who's cheating on his wife, who's slept with Olivia, she chose to sleep with him numerous times without any strings attached. Yeah, that's the father, and she reacts with some devastating demeanor to it, and she feels shitty about it. So good, she should. Because she didn't even think of the possibility of hey, maybe this guy that I don't really know very well, maybe he was lying
to his wife. Maybe he's lying to me.
Yeah, about the vasectomy, etc. Yeah, it's really messy character wise. But the thing that I noticed most of all, that again I don't know if the filmmakers intended, was that this is a cautionary tale and an indictment against hookup dating and hookup culture.
Well, there is a reference to that when the main character, Connor, is talking with Jenny's parents. And he made some sort of comment. He said that values can lead to an uncomplicated life. Which, I mean, he said
that and a grand life, I believe. Yeah.
I don't remember if he said grand, but I remember he said uncomplicated. And there is truth to that. Most of the problems that people have in their life is because they make stupid decisions about the people that they get involved with. Hooking up with someone first time you meet them. Don't even know their name, that sort of crap. And I know that goes on. To me, it's always been very gross when it's been portrayed in movies and stuff. Like, it skeeves me out. So this whole situation with them skeeved me out. But then, when the pregnancy reveal happened, and the thing about Olivia's character that was aggravating, she at one point told Connor that it wasn't his responsibility, and it was her decision to make. And then she calls him up later and says he needs to pay for the abortion because it's his responsibility.
Yep.
What you complete asshole. And then, and it was made very clear he had no control at all, obviously, over what was going to happen to these babies but then he was an asshole too because he wanted Jesse to have an abortion. But he wanted Olivia to keep hers. Jesse, listen to me. Jesse. Jenny, he wanted Jenny to have an abortion, but he wanted Olivia to keep, because, so that obviously we're seeing the type of person that he is.
Yeah, it's both of them, Connor and Olivia who are our main characters, essentially. We're supposed to root for them, but they treat these growing children in the womb as just things to either throw away or keep, like they're an accessory. But this is the thing that is interesting about the way that they portray when she gets to the abortion clinic in Illinois, and they make a whole thing about she has to cross state lines. She gets to the abortion clinic, and they just have the camera on her as she's about to make the decision whether it's going to be on-site operation of the murdering, or take a pill and then you
at home
evacuate the child out that way, and then it just dies in wherever you let him out. And we see and this is the director, the writer, the actress decided to do this. It is emotional for that character, and she begins to tear up and become distraught.
Yeah.
Okay. So then the wondering that I had was, if this is no big deal, why the hell would she get so distraught about an abortion? If this is equivalent, as some people say, to getting a pap smear, why is she getting emotional about this?
Yeah, the reality was the reality was hitting her, and this actually is not a big deal. For some women, yeah, I guess it is. They don't care, But a lot of times when faced with the actual reality of it, yeah, it can be devastating. So.
Yeah, and it switches, the tone of the movie switches from serious to comedic. It does better than others do when it comes to this. I mean, but then again, not a lot of movies deal with the abortion topic, and it frustrated me in that way where they in that moment when she got emotional and all that stuff, it just made me think, are they gonna, is there gonna be some kind of subtle message here that we're going to acknowledge that the child in the womb is a life, and not just as they say, a clump of cells, which, by the way, everyone on the screen and everyone watching this screen is a clump of cells. We're just bigger.
Or a parasite. That's another claim.
Oh, that's a nice one. Yeah.
Not even biologically accurate at all, but anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, so the movie just made me think of, is this is it gonna have a secret pro-life message or something? Because the character of Jenny, weirdly enough, they play around with this backstory with her, that she comes from this fundamentalist Christian background, but yet she had a threesome. And so I think there's more to delve into that character of why does she decide to do that night. And I like the dialogue there. It's a quick, brief explanation, because Connor asks, well, why did you have a threesome if, you believe in God and you're a Christian, etc. And she said, I made a mistake and I was trying to be somebody that I wasn't.
Yeah.
That was good. I like that line.
Yeah. Mm-hmm,
and people do things where they try to get out of their shell, but they go a little too far, etc. I like that. That makes sense. And I think there was more to mine from that character, and way more interesting than Olivia. Because I'm saying abortion.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's
the subject matter in general, I think, but I think we're okay. But
we'll see. Yeah. I mean, we're discussing a movie that talks about it.
Yeah. This is.
I'm not a big fan of censorship, so if you're trying to adjust that, you got the wrong guy on here.
Yeah. No, it's all good. Yeah. Well, it's. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kyle, if you weren't done.
I'd like to hear, deleted. You haven't said much. What do you got?
What
do you got? What say you?
Deleted liked this movie probably more than we did. That's
I probably did like it a little bit more, because like I said, I went into this movie absolutely blind, knew nothing about it. It did have this kind of A24 vibe to it. It's not A24, but it had an A24 kind of vibe to it in the beginning. To me anyway, the way that it's shot put me in mind of like the Holdovers. It's shot very well. It looks like a film. There was some thought put into the again, the technical side of the film is once again very good here.
It's minimal in terms of locations. I noticed on the IMDb, I looked at the rundown of the crew. This was a very small crew that made this movie. Yeah. And I worked on a movie. This was shot in Little Rock, Arkansas. I worked behind the scenes of a movie that was shot in Illinois, where I lived. But most of the crew that shot the movie were from Little Rock, Arkansas. Yeah. And the equivalency of the number of people that were on the crew was similar. And I remember the movie that I helped, make, not a big crew, like a couple dozen.
Oh, wow.
That's similar to this, yeah.
And thank you again, Troy, for the demonetization. I think I'm okay, guys, serious, but thank you. With the A word, the P word that I know we got to be careful with, and Threesome. The title of the movie is The Threesome, guys. I can't help you there. I'm not going to change the title of the movie for you. I can't do that. They did that,
Good on you.
Yeah. But like I said, it did feel very much like an A24 movie. It felt like a movie. It felt like a movie from the 70s, early 80s for me. I don't know if anybody else got that hit, but the way it was shot, put together, that's what it felt like to me. Like I'm watching this movie there's no action in this movie, guys. It's a dialogue film.
There's a punch that's thrown. There's a punch that's thrown.
It was one that was to be expected at that
yes, exactly.
Point, because you got to understand what that character's thought process is at that time. He's thinking, this guy got one over on my daughter, so I'm going to kick his ass. Which
it's talking about Jenny's dad when he finds out that Connor is the supposed father of two women's babies.
Two separate women. Yeah.
Yep.
Because Olivia has not made the situation clear, even though she knows at that point, that Connor is not the father.
Yeah. Good point. I think that was probably for me the shittiest moment of representation for the character of Olivia. She's just sitting back in the bed. She already knows.
Oh, did she know by that point? I'd forgotten if she found it out then or if it was after that scene.
Yeah.
Okay.
She knew that what the truth was, but was completely chill and just deadpan.
Yeah.
Sitting at the bed as her, father of her child is getting beaten in the face in the hallway.
The supposed father of her child.
Well, she had thought for the past 9 months.
Yeah.
Well, and everyone else thinks so.
I guess she could have yelled, "It's not yours, it's somebody else's," but it wouldn't have undone really the damage because everybody thought it was his. So
I get the sense she didn't say anything because she would have been fucking embarrassed.
Yeah, she would have been, probably.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. There was other stuff in here, like little things that they inserted in that just kind of annoyed me, like these little teeny tiny sort of throwaway lines that they put in there. There's like, okay, I know the type of people that are working on this. Like one of them said something about what was it they said about gender, some sort of comment about we all know gender is made up or something stupid like that.
Oh, I didn't catch that. I was actually surprised they didn't make a more big deal about it because there were numerous times where they mentioned, do you want to know the gender? And,
it was something the gay friend said.
They acknowledge it's boy or girl.
It was something he said because, that's the PC
the gay
thing
friend,
nowadays.
The gay friend is a proxy for the director. It turns out, I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100%, but based off of the interviews, the director is gay also. So... yeah, the movie opens with a gay wedding, and you have the gay friend that is, plugged into the rest of the movie. By the way, we never see the husband of the
he
gay
just
guy.
Like at the wedding, and that's pretty much it. But
I really do think it was there was really no point in showing that, like that character getting married had no bearing on the plot because they don't bring his husband, into the rest of the movie.
because I thought what I think they thought they were trying to do with Greg, that's the character's name, Greg, who actually is pretty funny in the film.
He had some moments.
He's got moments in there.
Well, there was some comedic, but some also where like what he has to offer is actually something that Connor should maybe take to heart.
Yeah.
Like when he's telling him about Jenny's family, it's like this isn't so bad. Like at the possibility of him having to be connected with them forever, maybe as in-laws or whatever, and he's like, this isn't so bad. My father-in-law or mother-in-law thinks the earth is flat and we got in this big, so and he was basically like, look, it could be so much worse, but it's not that bad, like basically Jenny's a good girl, her parents are okay, it's probably going to be okay, but Connor's just this idiot. We know gender is a lie was the actual quote. And then when they use the term unhoused to talk about a homeless, when Jenny said unhoused to talk about homeless people, for some reason, that's the new PC term. One. Yeah, because she works in a soup kitchen. And she
okay, that moment.
That's the PC term for homeless, when literally unhoused means not having a home, which means homeless.
Yeah. I don't recall her saying that.
I remember it.
Okay, I just remember low income.
She did mention that, but she also specifically, because it jumped out at me. I notice it because it annoys me when they talk about, gender as a construct, your gender assigned at birth, and unhoused people. What? Mm-hmm. It means the same stupid thing to say homeless. It's the same thing.
Call it what it is.
Why are you trying to put a pretty bow on it? And
don't say unalive a person. Say abortion. Say murder. And then get demonetized.
I feel like one of the terms that is pretty sensitive on YouTube is self-deletion.
Oh yeah,
the actual word for that. That one seems to get attention. So
I just don't like this stuff because it feeds into censorship, and it does. It's it turns adults into behaving like adolescents. Like as if we're around parents that won't let us say certain words.
Yeah.
And I don't like that at all. And I will not feed into that.
Not a fan. So, I'm not a fan of this movie either. There was some stuff, like I said, the acting, and, I thought the cinematography was fine. Zoey Deutch is a better actor than her mother, I personally think. But she just annoyed. You know what?
You haven't seen Howard the Duck?
No, I haven't. I really liked her in the outfit because she was in the outfit. But in here, sound of her you got to watch that deleted. The sound of her voice grated on me so much because she was such an obnoxious, annoying character. And like I said, how she played these stupid mind games with him, keeping it as him at arm's length. And then when she thinks he's showing interest in this other girl, but she wants to be together. And then it was just this perfect ending for her. She didn't want to get together with him because how pathetic that would make her look if she takes back a man that made her pregnant, but also made someone else pregnant. That was her rationale. Okay. And then at the end, when she finds out, well, it's not his father, it's all okay. We can be together now because, it's not your father and I see you're showing interest in her. So I'm ready. Let's be together. And like an idiot, he, and it plays this happy, sappy, stupid ass music at the end. Like we're supposed to be so
warmed.
They played Joy Division and I'm like, fuck off, film. Stop it.
I thought that the movie was going to... I thought it was going to conclude in an entirely different way, which I would have preferred. I mean, I would have rewritten the entire way that the characters interacted.
He ended up with no one?
That could have been a way.
I thought they were too. Yeah.
One scenario that I thought was going to happen, because, Olivia is treating this pregnancy as if it's an inconvenience. So, she's conflicted about doing an abortion. Okay. How about we give a good message here, or a good example of what women can do, which is give the child up for adoption.
For adoption, yes.
Okay. I have two siblings. I have two younger siblings that are adopted. Okay. So I'm very grateful for that there were women out there that decided not to kill my younger brother and sister. And my parents adopted those two kids. Okay? And this could there are not enough movies that show that. By the way, Millie Bobby Brown just adopted a child. Good on her.
Oh, did she?
Oh.
Yeah. Even though she's really young, she's got the resources to take care of the child.
Yeah.
But good on her, because there are a lot of children that need adoption, that need to be adopted.
Oh, another thing. Olivia saying that scene where she was talking about how gross everything her body has to go through during pregnancy and delivery, you know, the hemorrhoid scene.
Yeah.
And she was like, men should get pregnant. Men are gross anyway, or something.
They're more gross than we are.
Oh, she said that. She said, I wrote it down. Hold on. She said, men should have to get pregnant. They're already gross. That's what she said.
Well, she also says that during a fairly humorous scene, when they bump into each other during the doctor's exam.
OBGYN. And what are the chances of that? The stupid coincidences in this movie. Get out.
All right, hold on. So I was going to say
Go ahead.
that it's played for comedy, I know.
Yeah.
When they're examining whose fault it is, and it's Connor's fault. It's all Connor's fault. The situation that we're in, it's all Connor's fault. All right, well, it's all your faults.
It is.
Because you all consented to do this threesome.
Exactly, yes.
It's all your fault.
Yeah, Rachel, that was the alarm I had set that Deleted asked me to set.
Yeah. But that's a line that isn't uttered in the film, where they're standing with each other and they all have this realization, oh, I think we all have equal, footing in here when it comes to blame. I do put personally, just as a man, I do speak from that point of view to put a lot of responsibility onto Connor, because he's the idiot who decided to do the pull-out method in the shower with Jenny, and then later on when he's with Olivia officially, that at some point they had sex and weren't using any protection. So it's all their faults, but he should have set the example.
Yeah, that's one thing that I do commend this movie on, is the fact that it makes it very clear that all three of them are to blame. This isn't like Oh Hi or some of the other movies that have come out recently, where it's like, in the end, the man has to apologize. Which is what I was afraid this movie was going to do. That in the end, it was going to be him breaking down, crying, "Oh, it's all me. I'm sorry. I'm a rat. I'm a piece of shit." And they don't do that.
He does cry in a scene when he realizes he's not the father of Olivia's child, which I thought was stupid.
Because
I don't think he would have done that. I think he would have suffered in silence, as most men do.
Well, he did suffer in silence. He went outside and cried by himself.
He did. But it wasn't. He wasn't like on his knees begging for fucking forgiveness at the end of this thing.
Well,
and
thankfully,
that's where I was worried this was going. And so I'll give it points for the fact that filmmakers and actors from that I call them Gen Zers. To me, that's what they are.
I don't know if Zoey Deutch is Gen Z.
She's kind of just outside of that, I guess.
Well, I think she's in the movie. She's in her early 30s.
Yeah.
So she would be millennial.
So she's older than him, because he was getting ready to turn 30. I thought she was supposed to be younger than him.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
In any case, it's.
The reason I say, sorry to interrupt, the reason I say the age is because she mentions her birthday on the phone when she's getting the paternity test, and she said 93, I believe.
93, yeah. Which I'm willing to
bet would make her 32.
Her actual, because I got to think that may very well be her actual birth year. I don't know for sure.
So that may have been a slip up.
Pretty close, yeah. But I did like the fact that, because I kept going back to Oh Hi the entire time I was watching this movie. That was what was running through my head.
She was born in 94, by the way. I just 94. Looked it up.
Cool. Okay, because in that movie, the girl who should be going off to jail for at least kidnapping, if not for anything else, kind of gets away with everything, and it becomes this therapy session. This movie didn't do that. It doesn't become a therapy. In my opinion, it did not become a therapy session. I didn't feel like it was the filmmakers or the actors, and Zoey Deutch is like the executive producer on this. I didn't feel like she was airing out her personal dirty laundry with this movie.
I wonder how her mother feels, because apparently her mother is a Christian, I think.
I get the feeling that Lea Thompson is a leftist, just like everybody else.
Really?
Everybody else in Hollywood.
There's
some things I've seen her say that's like, oh, okay.
Well, then I take back what I said.
But yeah, it's like this movie's so schizophrenic to me, because it's going to be one of those movies where there's a lot of things that I like, but there are things that I also don't like about it. It's like I said, it's one step forward, two steps back. And I want to like this movie because it does things that a lot of movies today don't do. Like I said, consequences and accountability. He's still the idiot because he picks the wrong girl at the end. And there are like two endings to this movie, because here's another thing that kind of like comes out of left field. There's a blooper reel at the end of this film.
Oh, wow.
I didn't stick around to watch. Yeah, same.
Yeah. There is a blooper reel, and there is something at the end of the blooper reel that I don't know if they meant it to be the final scene of the movie, or if it was something that was intended to be the ending and they cut it.
Tell us.
Connor and Olivia get married.
Ugh. Well, you kind of already know.
It was an outtake within a deleted scene, you mean?
Yeah.
You already get the sense that that's going to happen, because you know that they're going to be together at the end.
I mean, the whole point of the movie is to get Connor and Olivia together at the end. I get it, but I think he picks the wrong.
He definitely picks the wrong girl.
He picks the wrong girl.
The better ending would be him to realize and grow up and realize how terrible Olivia is, and all these red flags about her he's ignoring, and that he should go with the better girl.
Jenny is so fucking sweet. Like she's a peacekeeper. She's again a lot more attractive than Olivia is. And she comes from a wholesome background. The parents give a shit about her. They seem like they would be really good grandparents. And, even Connor's mom is fucking off a rocker. I mean,
Julia Sweeney, who I haven't seen in anything in quite a while.
There's kind of a reason, because she's not that good of an actress, I gotta say. There was one scene in particular where she was not convincing as the mother, and she was playing it a little over the top.
Which scene? The fight, or when she was reacting
some conversation she had with Connor in her house. It came across very disingenuous.
There's also the sister that can't decide if she's Chloe Sevigny, Sarah Polley, or Martha Plimpton, because she does impressions of all three throughout the film. So I thought that was a little weird.
Nice.
Like I said, there are. Again, one step forward, two steps back. I don't hate this movie. It's going to make dick in the box office. Nobody's going to go see this thing. This is going to be a movie that will rise or fall on stream.
I would have to say that the title of this movie is actually an inhibition or an inhibitor
to some people,
for a wide audience. It's actually kind of foolish that they decided to call it this. I mean, they could have called it something else, and it would have been a lot better. I mean,
when Sen popped up with that title in the group chat, I was like, okay, well, at least I know where this movie is going for the first half hour, and I don't know, maybe they should have gone to Fatal Attraction route after all. At least, that would have been
turning it into an entirely different movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, even it's a bad title, but it's on the road to finding a better title. What if it was like Three's a Crowd or some shit,
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, not literally that, but something along those lines.
This is another one of those really stupid new forms of romance comedy. Like Oh Hi is supposed to be a romance comedy or whatever.
Was
this
it?
is yes. Yes.
Okay.
That's how it's marketed. But
it's not a comedy.
No, not to me. It was not. So
would you say that this is?
This has comedic moments. The situation is not comedic.
Yep.
No.
but there were some comedic moments, like mostly with stuff that the gay guy was saying.
Yeah.
Because he was kind of like the one, like when he saw
the audience character.
Yes, he is.
Because he knows all three of these people are being foolish, and he's not afraid to tell them.
Yeah.
It's like, will you listen to him? He's telling you everything you need to know. And
he also took delight in the discomfort, though, that was going, like when the two women was it when they showed up but they both showed up at the OBGYN clinic?
Yeah.
The thing he said, I can't remember what he said, but it was funny. No. His reaction, But that whole convenience annoyed me. Also, the convenience of them both going into labor on the exact same day. Get out.
Father the Bride 2, anyone?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
I just...
But there was another movie where the Bride 2 again.
That would have been... Yeah, exactly. There was another movie where a guy got two women pregnant and he was living multiple lives, like married to both of them. And I think in that movie also, they gave birth on the same day. And it was like... the odds of this, come on. So obviously they had to play it that way to set up this whole scenario in the hospital, but still, I was so done with the film. Early on, I was done with the film. It was way too long. 112 minutes is way too long to be around so many insufferable characters.
How long is it?
112 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I looked it up as soon as I found out what it was going to be.
Yeah. Yeah, it's it is shot very matter of factly. It's not trying to glam up the environment of Little Rock. Logical Spark mentions again. Previously, I mentioned where it was shot, and then it takes place during wintertime. Yeah, it doesn't look. There's some shots where they're outside and it's magic hour that looks nice when the scene is supposed to be nice, but everything else is very dreary looking. So aesthetically and tonally, it comes across very serious, because it is that way. I grew up in Illinois during the wintertime, and it does look like that. But the film has ways of making things look prettier than what reality is, and I think this movie could have done something like that, because based off of this poster that we're looking at, I mean, it's supposed to be a lot more fun than what the movie actually is. Yep. It's just a mixed message in terms of the movie, and it's kind of muddled to me, and that makes it a little bit frustrating. But overall, the thing that I apply to this is that this is a lesson, whether they intended it or not, that hookup culture is not a good thing.
Has consequences that most people won't like.
Yeah.
And that's the part that kind of elevates this for me, is the fact that, like I said, there are consequences to the actions of the characters in this film. You're stuck. You got to suck on the pipe, kid. You blew it.
The thing is, Connor, he doesn't. To me, he doesn't really learn anything.
Well,
significant enough for me, because he still makes stupid choices, like the choice he makes at the end to be with Olivia.
Well,
as if there weren't enough to show him that she was going to be a mess to be partnered with.
Oh yeah,
I mean, are we supposed to believe she magically changes because she gave birth to a baby? Her personality is her personality. I don't buy that she's just going to, transform into a much better person in the end.
And going into that, this is why I was, through the whole movie, I went, okay, they're going to do the broadcast news. Maybe I was kind of half begging them to do it. Do the broadcast news ending. No one ends up with anyone. They do not end up together.
That's where I thought they were going to go.
But what they did was they did the Reality Bites ending, where, there is no way in hell Winona's going to take off with Ethan Hawke after him being an asshole to her for an hour and a half. This is the same thing. If you've seen Reality Bites, you know the ending of this film.
Without the child aspects.
Without the child aspect, yeah. Although 2 very cute babies at the end of the film. So that was a good thing.
Yeah, they did a good job with they had to have been effects, because I think that was a prosthetic child that was delivered. You don't actually get to, you don't see all the stuff, but you see the child come up to the chest of Jenny, and they could have made the child move a little bit. It was a little bit too dead looking, but in terms of it looking real, in terms of the flesh and the afterbirth, etc., that looked really good, actually.
Yeah.
Is there any talk of contraception in this film? Yes, and the fact that he did
not enough, not fucking enough.
He used a condom on the threesome night.
Yeah.
And then after that, he and Olivia got together a little. The morning after with Jenny, he did not. No. But then after that, he and Olivia get together for a little bit and have romance and stuff like that. And then Olivia gets pregnant. And then she makes some sort of comment about, do you know how hard it is? You have to take it every day. It's easy to forget and blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, there was talk about it. But clearly she obviously forgot because, she messed with that married guy and she was supposed to be on the pill and she believed that he had a vasectomy. Stupid movie. Okay.
Yeah, that's the message right there. You need to know, people, who the hell you're actually sleeping with. What is their life? Are they trustworthy, etc.
Hookups, like casual hookups, one night stands, messing around with married people, not the best thing to be doing. There's a reason why it's kind of looked down upon, because it has consequences. And a lot of times children are the ones that pay the consequences. That's what happens.
Yeah. Well, and they don't even get outside of the womb yet.
I know.
So with risk of sounding like, I'm a fundamentalist and blah, 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 there's, it's not really, it's just a quick examination of when people are told from a biblical perspective to not have premarital sex, it's not there because God says, I don't want you to have fun and you're not allowed to do anything with your life. It's there as a guardrail and a boundary to avoid shit like this. That's why it's there. That's why those rules are set. That's why he put them there.
Yeah, well, it's like a guidebook for, behaving yourself and saving yourself from bad consequences. And you don't have to. Here's the thing: you don't even have to believe in God or the Bible or religion or whatever to understand the reality of these bad decisions.
Yeah, but an objective person
seems to
could
be
say
so hard for people
that
to understand this.
The rule book of how to go about sexual relationships is okay. So what happens if? And even the father in this movie, is on that side of mentioning it. It creates an uncomplicated life, as you said,
exactly,
and a pleasant or grand life, something along those lines, he says. And the reason is because if you follow the guidebook of what it says is, okay, you have sex with the person that you're going to be married to. And it's like, then you can't get into a situation like this.
Yeah, you know how much chaos and trouble would be avoided if people were just smarter about this sort of stuff. And I swear to goodness, I have never in my life seen people so fixated and focused on broadcasting their sex life to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. I don't want to know about it. I don't need to hear about it. You don't need to tell me who your friend with benefits is. I don't.
Who are you hanging around with, Sin?
These are. It's not always that I have control to be around certain people, but just not even that. It's just you see it online. You see it in the public sphere. You know exactly.
Charlize Theron bragging about fucking guys that are 10 to 20 years younger than she is.
You see this stuff all over the place. It's just like people are just so hyper fixated on letting you know about this stuff about their life that I feel like would be better kept to themselves.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, exactly, Ballerina. Same. I don't
give a fuck. I
also don't want to see it in movies either. I don't want to see people, simulating this act in movies.
Thankfully they don't show the actual copulation, etc.
No, not in yours, but I don't care to see this. Sorry, deleted. We're way past our alarm. You got something you got to get to.
We got to go?
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, the alarm went off a while back, and we just kept ranting.
So I guess this is kind of a thumbs down from
for me definitely. And I get what you're saying about why you liked it, but I can't.
I do want to hit all of these characters in the face with something very hard. I want to sweep kick their legs out from under them. They won't go down. They'll just hang there like a fucking bat. And that's just how it is. I
give it a 4 or 5. I think it's around the mid category. There's a lot more that they could have done here.
I gave it a 2 out of 10.
A lot of adjustments. And,
it didn't reach that for me.
Yeah. So the lesson learned is when you're irresponsible sexually, things have consequences. And the baseline lesson to learn here is wrap it up, guys.
Yeah.
Double it up.
Or just don't be a little bit smarter about who you.
Well, from a secular perspective, everyone can agree with this.
This is true. Yes. Yeah. But even from a secular perspective, be a little bit smarter about who you decide to share your body with. It shouldn't be that difficult, honestly.
Cause and effect, ladies and gentlemen. Truth and Consequences, New Mexico. Oof. I think Kiefer Sutherland was in that. All right. So I am playing with the buttons again, ladies and gentlemen. I am really. What am I doing? I don't want to do that.
You're almost there. You're getting the.
God damn it!
The all right, 3 box, the triptych. No, the smaller triptych, not the biggest one.
Oh, that's worse.
Oh, he's gonna keep it. Okay.
No.
Oh gosh.
I don't know. What am I doing? All right. All right. Well, just one time around the horn. Sin, what do you have coming up?
Thursday, I'm going to be on Nadia's channel talking about the last episode of The Institute. I've got some reviews that I need to film and put up, but I just got back from DragonCon, so I don't know when that's going to happen. That's it for me.
Cool. Kyle?
Yep. And I'm going to be on Nadia's channel as well with Sin this coming Thursday. Yeah. And so far, recent... What?
My sympathies because of the subject matter.
Yeah, the Institute is shit. The recent releases that I have, I just did a epic live stream for Superman. Go and check that out. And did a video on Godfather Part 3. Yeah.
Right on. Okay. That takes things back around to myself. If you stay on my channel, momentarily, you will join me for live from Sparkwood in 21. Co-hosted by Troy Pacelli, Netters Network, and Aged Boomer. Later on Thursday at 4:30, I will be joining Outlaw for Act Theater. Week's movie Takeshi's Blade of the Angel. That's Thursday at 4:30. Of course, join me later on that night at 11:30 for Coming Attractions, and also Sunday night at I believe. Saturday night at 10 o'clock, if I remember correct, for Films with Friends over on Big Al Presents. And this week's movie is Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. Jane Austen, and zombies. That'd be fun. Hey, you know.
Trying to help you out with some of the silence, putting some zombie noises in there.
And hopefully it'll be a better Lily James movie than the last movie I saw Lily James in. So.
Oh, I forgot she was in that. I haven't seen it in forever.
All right. Hello to you, Sarn G. That's okay. You can the title itself is. Well, there you go. You just made Kyle's point.
Yeah.
Rachel's in the chat, by the way. I wanted to say hi.
Rachel is in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's been hanging out. Hey, Rachel.
She is here. And Gorilla's Random
She's a bundle of laughter. She loves to laugh.
She is. Yeah, she is.
I know D Movie Man was with us at one point, so hello again. And I never did officially say hello to Ballerina, so good to see you. All right. Also, 3 Dart Studios has joined us right at the end. So I'm disappointed that the Goodyear Corporation does not make all types of products. Okay. So, any last words before we go?
Double wrap it, man.
Double wrap it. Yeah, there you go. All right. And as I always say at the end of every show, thank you all once again for joining us. Thank you to Sin and to Kyle for joining me this evening. If you are not yet subscribed to their channels, what the hell's wrong with you? Subscribe. They're nice people. They put up with me for like an hour.
Well, yeah, Sin, you're kind of contradicting yourself, Deleted, because you're saying she's going to kill you.
It's my fault.
And then, what's going on here?
Well, she won me over. You know, she did not.
He's saying it because he's scared of me. That's what it is.
Well, I think a lot of the claws came out during this review, so.
I was not happy with this film. Oh my gosh.
No.
You're now centering your anger towards this movie instead of Deleted.
D Movie Man did an interview with me at Dragon Con, and he was saying something about how, like, I've been called mean in my reviews. Like, well, I can be. If a movie really pisses me off, I can be mean.
Well, yeah. The movie did it first.
Exactly. I'm just pushing back.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And as I always say at the end of every show, from HQ and all points north, south, east, west, and beyond, good night. Take care. Stay strong. Be safe and healthy, because this is how we win. Heart out. Oh.
We're still alive.
Troy already changed the outro on me, guys. How do I end the stream without playing that outro? Hold on.
Remove the outro.
Not yet. I've got to remove. I got to remove
that
the
outro,
guys.
Heart out.
All right, we're just going to do.
This is why actors had cigarettes in movies, so they could just chill during moments of levity and brief pauses, beats, etc. And here I am.
We're just going to do a hard out. Take care, guys. Thank you.
Bye.